I will now yield myself such time as I choose to consume, which will be about 5 minutes. I'd like to ask the panel, perhaps Mr. Khan, you're best at answering this, at least a whack at it first. I'm interested in, are we giving you the proper tools, the proper ability to be able to effectively do your work? We see in the GAO has recently estimated that the DOD utilizes over 350 different systems for financial management, with some of them being not just old, but incapable of effectively providing data and information, inputting and get out that what you would need. First of all, are we providing you with what you need? Second of all, have you a list of these things to where you've identified them, weaknesses in your own abilities? Question Mr. Khan and then the rest of the panel.
Thank you, Chairman Sessions, for that question. Yes, answer to that, your first question is affirmative. Yes, we have the resources and the ability to oversee the Department of Defense. And we work through a coalition of other overseers of the Department of Defense, including the DOD, OIG, as well as the public accounting firms who are carrying out the financial statement audits. So it's not just the GAO by itself, but we are working with a network of other auditors.
So perhaps what you're suggesting is these outside auditors may not be able to speak transparently to the systems that you would expect them to be able to help you. Is that what you're saying?
We can leverage their work. If there's any ambiguity in the information they're providing, we follow up with the DOD officials, and we are able to get the information to satisfy our questions.
Okay, well, I'm really interested in your operation. I do recognize you have outside auditors. I do recognize those outside auditors speak to you. I do recognize. I'm talking about your ability that you control and the things, whether we're giving you the money, the effort, and the attention to fix your own shop in these what might be antiquated systems.
Right, Congressman Sessions. The GAO's own operations are working efficiently and effectively. We have the resources to be able to carry out our audits at the DOD.
Okay, so your testimony is that you would disagree with what GAO reported, that it estimates that DOD utilizes over 350 different systems for financial management.
That's the DOD. That is a correct number. DOD uses several hundred systems.
So their own financial systems are outdated, but you at you and your oversight, you're up to date. They're the ones that don't then have not chosen to update it to where they can then correspond with you or to produce reports. Is that your testimony?
That DOD has antiquated systems. GAO has current systems. We can go out and audit the DOD.
Okay, Mr. Khan, this subcommittee of government operations as well as national security, the gentleman, Mr. Grothman, and I think you could expect a letter from the four of us we'll have to see that would ask for that specific list of, let's say, the most critical systems that we need to write the DOD, and we need to ensure that they are going to perform them, because if that hinders your ability based upon a decision making that they've made, we need to know about that. Thank you very much for that answer that gets us closer. Mr. Mansfield?
Yeah, I would say that we are, at the DOD OIG, we definitely appreciate the support we receive from Congress in terms of our funding. I think we do have the resources currently that we need to do the oversight that we perform, both in partnership with GAO and overseeing IPAs doing independent work as well. That said, I think to your point, are there things within the DOD that limit our ability? Absolutely. That's why I've identified in my written statement, as well as in our earlier issued report, understanding the results of the DOD's financial statements, what we consider to be scope limiting material weaknesses. And what that means is the DOD doesn't have appropriate systems or controls in place, or they don't know how to describe their processes and procedures for collecting up information and reporting it out to a great enough detail for us to actually be able to test it. So we can't do our job until the DOD effectively does its own job of producing financial statements and tracking transactions, assets and all of those things.
My time has expired, but I'm going to extend myself an additional minute. Would you expect that when they do buy these corresponding systems that you need, that there would be interaction or of coordination of communication at the same time? I know they're old, I know they're not working, would you expect us to be able to say to them, and you need to be able to talk together, or are they such large systems you just need to be able to access the data?
I think it's a combination of both. You have a plethora of feeder systems, which are traditionally operational systems. So your accountings, your inventory systems and whatnot, that contains condition information, accountability information, cost information, and those are used by operators. But that also then feeds the financial statements. So do they need to talk? Absolutely. I think the other question that I have is whether or not they need to have multiple accounting or inventory systems, or is one good enough that they can use in multiple places? We have an ongoing audit right now looking at the DOD's information systems that are relevant to financial reporting. We'd be happy to come and brief the committee once that report is issued.
Thank you very much. I think this would be of common interest, and I'll find out among my colleagues. Thank you very much, Mr.